Hey guys, it's Chris here. Screen Team is back at you. We've got a full hour of movie reviews. We're going to be doing all kinds of different movies for you this evening. In the second half hour of our show, we've got Tanika in. She'll be doing reviews of the movie 61. We'll get our baseball on. We'll also be talking about the cartoon The Jetsons. Michael Hibbler will be in a little bit later on talking about the Oscar-winning movie called Ben-Hur. For this first half hour, we've got Doug and Stacy with some awesome movies we're going to be doing. Doug and Stacy, first off, man, it's good to see you here. How are you guys doing?
Pretty
Fantastic.
good. How you doing?
Doing wonderful. We've got Welcome to Mooseport, which we're going to be doing a little bit later on today. Also, a movie that Stacy has picked for us called Where the Boys Are, which Doug loved. Is that right?
Yeah, it's great.
Your nose is growing.
You're dang right it is. I watched it from afar. We actually watched that movie a few years back. It wasn't a bad movie. It's just not my forte. I'm not,
So
the girls chasing the boys on the beach in the 60s.
But this film we're getting ready to review is more of your forte.
Yes, it is.
And guess who
Cheap,
toughed it out?
sleazy comedies.
This girl right here toughed it out. I took one.
You were laughing. Don't even start. Don't even.
The OG.
You see what I did
Dang
there?
right, see?
The movie we're talking about is the movie called I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. It's from 1988. It's a action comedy parody film, and it's a film of I can't even say it right, man. Can anybody help me with that word?
Exploitation.
Oh.
But it has to do with
Black exploitation films.
Thank you. All right, Doug saved me from a bad gaffe there. So anyway, it stars Keenan Ivory Wayans. He directed the film. He stars in the film. Keenan Ivory Wayans, guy's got talent, man.
He's a
for sure.
mogul. He's a genius. And this is a precursor to Living Color.
Yeah.
So,
Living Color, man. I grew up on that show. Loved it.
Me too. Loved it. So, if you've never heard of the movie, because it's kind of a cult classic, if you had never heard of the movie, but you'd seen in Living Color, you've got to go back and watch this movie. Anybody who grew up in that era of the late 80s, early 90s, all the things that were like OG, Overgold, you'd totally get it. Millennials had no idea.
So the movie starts off with a crime scene, basically, right?
Yes.
We've got this gentleman who is at a parking lot.
Junebug Spade.
He's on the parking lot. He's not alive, and we find out that, like Doug said, he is OG, which is over gold. Is that what it is?
He had too many gold chains.
He had too many gold chains on him. I mean, all over his body, man. It was, and the running joke is, Keenan Ivory Wayans comes back. He was in the military, and he finds out, was it his brother or was he finds out that his brother passes away from being an OG, and they're having a hard time telling him. They're like, he died from being an OG. No, I don't want to. It was just
no.
We got to stop this OG on the streets. We got to stop it.
Main question everybody had when they seen it, like, oh man, the OG. How'd he go to the bathroom with all that on?
And some people maybe have not heard of the movie, but they've probably heard of the line, I will gladly pay you on Tuesday for one rib today. Or put it in my hand for a nickel.
I'm hungry.
So you probably heard these one-liners and maybe didn't know where it came from.
Yeah.
And it was Chris Rock who said them.
Yep.
And,
very young Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And it's got some big names in it too. It's got the football guys. Jim Brown, and who was the other one?
Isaac Hayes,
yeah. And
Black Moses.
But it does have a lot of, it's got Chris Rock in it.
Yes.
And then all the
just about all the Wayans.
Yeah, Damon Wayans was in it, Kim Wayans, and they even make jokes to it as well.
Yeah.
Like there's a nightclub scene where there's a singer.
Yep.
And they're like, man, she's horrible. How did she get this job? Or
Yeah.
The director's sister.
That's the director's sister.
Yeah.
They just kind of look.
Little wink, wink. Yeah.
I'm really not laughing because of this movie. I'm laughing because of Doug's laughing about it. I mean, it's funny, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
The scene in the bar. I know we're kind of fast forwarding all through this. The scene in the bar, and he's like, man, you got to be a man. You can't order a Pepsi double, and we got some women are for love, and other women's are for,
other things.
Other things. They say, when I was just your mom, that was being love. You sitting out at the end of the bar, and I can't remember the actress's name, but she played in The Heat of the Night. Of course, she also did a short stint on Living Color. But whenever he got her back to the room, she just all fell apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing on her was as it seemed.
Oh, yeah. Her hair wasn't real. Her eyes wasn't real. She had all kinds of problems.
So, Doug, is this a movie you've seen several times? You just put it in every now and then, and you can still laugh at it?
Oh, yeah. I am a sucker for B-rated horror movies and just mindless, mind-numbing, tacky comedy. I love that stuff. I get the joke, the outrageousness of it all. Some people, they don't quite understand it. Outrageous. That's just so goofy. That's the point. It's just so goofy. There's no way that could really happen.
Right.
I will say my favorite character was the fish shoe guy. Because he'd been in Fly Guy. He'd been in prison for so long. You know, he was a he was a player. He was a pimp. Yeah, he was one of those. But when he got out, he still dressed like it was the 70s, and everybody was kind of laughing at him. But he had these platform shoes on that had goldfish in the heel of them.
Yeah, he walked on aquariums.
Oh, that was probably my favorite part.
Oh, yeah, he starts getting kind of hot under the collar because he's thinking, he's walking out there, he's the man, and everybody's laughing and making fun of him. He's like starting to sweat like, man. He starts walking a little faster than one breaks. Now he's limping. Oh, it's just, there's so many things in that movie. Golly. The part of the not the Olympics.
Oh, they had like gang, like a block party, and they brought all
gang
the gangs,
activities,
all the gangs together, and they would have them do stuff like steal stuff off of cars, and like they were giving awards, and it was to try to bring everyone together.
Yeah, strip a car the fastest. Things that kids that grew up in the hood and in the communities were used to. Things that they'd seen.
Yeah.
So they're making fun of all these things. To me, that's the comic of the whole thing. Making fun of yourself.
Right.
If you can't laugh at yourself, you take yourself way too serious. I think it's the whole point to this movie and other movies of this genre. But that stripping the car, when the cop shoots the gun, then the guy's running down the street with the TV on his shoulder and the Doberman pinchers behind him. Oh, golly.
Chris, what'd you think of this movie?
I think I would have probably enjoyed it better if I was watching it with you guys. I think it's one of those movies you have to... I watched it by myself, and there was a lot of parts where I laughed, and I love the Chris Rock scene, how much for just one rib? And then there was other points where you're like, oh, that's too silly, to get into. But I think this is a movie that you need to see with your friends, with several people who are like-minded in those kind of
cult
movies.
Classic. Absolutely.
So I think I would have had a better experience with it if I was watching it with you guys. So
I understand.
I agree. If I hadn't watched it with Doug, I don't. I remember it from when I was a young person.
Yeah.
But I probably would have fast forwarded through. But it's not really my
cup of tea.
My thing,
Well, that's all right. You're going to get revenge on Doug next. We're going to review the film Where the Boys Are. It's coming your way.
Now we're talking my language.
It's coming your way next on KWOC.